to another day in the life of what it's like to work for the United States Postal Service, my point of view. So, okay, so in the last video, I kind of talked to you guys about what it was like for me getting on and some of the things that I had to go through in the very beginning, such as like the hazing period of me working here. And now I want to kind of talk to you guys about the pay. So right now I am a letter carrier technician, which is a carrier technician. And at this moment, I make approximately about $23.90 or $23.80 something an hour. And, you know, it's almost close to 24, but it's still 23 something an hour. And I would say that on average, you know, I would also say that on average, all of my withdrawals that I have to come out, such as my TSP, my insurance plan, and all that kind of stuff. After all that gets done, your checks are literally like, they're just not that much. So if you really want your checks to be somewhere, you want to get that overtime, and that's where they get you. So like, you know, of course you can make a lot of money here working overtime, but you know, it just comes with a price, and that price is your time. But, I make about that much an hour, and I would say that the job is a lot. It is a lot, and you should be getting paid way more than $23 or $23 an hour, being a carrier, being out there in the elements all day, risking your body and your health and everything to, you know, provide a service for the country. I do believe that you should be getting paid more than that an hour. Of course, other people would say, oh yeah, you know, that's pretty good. That's better than what I came in with when I came in the door. But let me just say, the way that things are right now, you know, groceries, and let me tell you, groceries are something else. Okay, and yeah, I like literally, I already know as soon as I hit the grocery store, I'm about to get ready to spend at least $200 to $300. I mean, I just know I am. I just know. I mean, I just don't even like seeing the grocery store sometimes, but it's a part of my regular duties. So, hey, I have to. But yeah, I mean, $23 an hour is nothing when you have other companies that are paying their employees for way more. I mean, paying their employees way more money, and, you know, they're not doing as much as letter carriers do. So we as letter carriers, I mean, as a letter carrier, I would say that, you know, my life was put at risk quite often, only because of the fact that, you know, you're just out there. You're just out there in the elements, you know. You're out there late at night. They don't tell you that you're going to be out there late at night like that. They do not tell you that you're going to be out there past wee hours of the night. And, you know, like, there was stories of, example, we had a letter carrier in my office that had a customer pulled a gun on him because he said, "What are you doing out here so late?" And he pulled a gun on him because he didn't believe that he was the mailman. Even though he seen the emblem, he seen the symbol, he seen the little postal hat with the he pulled a gun on him because he was out there so late at night. I mean, that's the type of, okay, I'll say this. On the date of my injury, I didn't even put this together, but on the date of my injury, I had been through so much trauma that day. It was so crazy. I ended up going through an injury at the post office that has taken so much away from me, literally, guys. I mean, like, it has taken so much away from me, but, you know, that's here. You know, I gotta live in the now. So, okay. But anyway, like I was saying, I mean, like, on the same day that injury happened, I think I had shell shock. And the reason why I say that is because that same day was the same day that I was running from bullets. I was running from bullets, guys, as a mail lady. I'm running from bullets. They're shooting in the neighborhood, and I'm running from bullets, trying to hurry up and get to the customer's porch so I can hurry up and put their mail in their mailbox and I don't get shot. And I guess I'm screaming at the top of my lungs because the lady I was on the phone with was like, you were screaming like crazy. You were screaming like crazy. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what happened. I don't even know what happened. Guys, when I tell you the Most High was with me, the Most High was with me. I'm running from bullets, guys. And I remember going over to another street, having to call the supervisor and tell them, like, you know, I can't finish this portion. I just can't. I can't. But the strength in me was like, you know what, you can't finish that. And that's where I feel like I was shell shocked, because I felt like I couldn't finish that at that moment. But I was like, you know what, but I'm gonna still go finish the rest of it. That's where that little cycle of kind of like, I feel like that's where that cycle of hazing period comes in. Because like, you know that you're in this situation and you know that you're like going through it, but you're like, okay, but I still got a job to do. So I went and finished doing the rest of my job, even though I was in shell shock and I was going through things, and I was like, I just was sitting here running from bullets. Only thing I could think about was, okay, now let's go back to doing this work. That's the only thing I could think about at that moment, was like, okay. So I went back to work and I finished the rest of the day, and I pretty much almost forgot about the time that I was literally experiencing that I was running from gunshots, from bullets flying. And then somebody did get shot in that same, y'all just don't know. Come on now. Y'all just don't know. There's a many times. Unsafe, y'all, unsafe. I said, okay, all right, I see where I'm at. They don't tell you all that stuff goes down. I'm here to tell y'all the truth, okay? I'm here to tell you the truth. The truth is that's what it's like out there. That's the truth. All right? Nobody gonna tell you that. That's the truth. I was running from bullets as a mail lady. So I come back in, and I guess I was just going through it that day. So I noticed that we weren't able to walk through the main portion of the building. And so we had to walk around. So when I walked around, y'all, that same day, I slipped and fell. The same exact day, y'all. I'm like, what in the world? What in the world is going on today? What in the heck? What in the hell is going on today? Is what I was telling myself. I'm like, what in the world is going on? When I tell y'all, when that happened, that's when my postal career went down the drain. Honestly. I mean, I didn't know how to, my body is still ain't been able to recover from that. The shock, the slip and fall, y'all just don't know. Y'all just don't know. Y'all don't know. And that's what it was like for me out there. That's what it was like for me, you know, in the very beginning. That's what it was like for me. And it was, and let me tell you, when you get injured, they don't care about you. They don't care how hard of a worker you were. Let me tell y'all, I always tried to make sure I went above and beyond to do the extra. Always. Even to this day, I still do. Even with my limitations, I still do. But I always try to make sure that I went above and beyond. And do you know that no matter how much above and beyond that I went, they didn't care about me. They didn't care about me. Y'all don't know. They didn't care about me. You hear what I'm saying to you? When I got injured, it was, they didn't care about what the regulations were. Because the United States Postal Service is a great place to work. And it's a great place to work if you're really, really looking to try to find a successful, what you would say, a career. If you want a career, a job, the Postal Service is a great job. If you want a job, the Postal Service is a wonderful job for you. If you're in a situation to where people are willing to follow the rules and the regulations within that place, you will succeed at the United States Postal Service. But when you have people that don't know the rules, when you have people that don't know the regulations, when you have people that don't know how order is supposed to be done, you're going to have hell. And that's exactly what I had on my hand, was hell. Guys, when I tell people to this day now, please try your hardest. Just try your hardest not to get injured. Y'all, I didn't even expect to ever get injured. I remember sitting inside of an OWCP meeting. They were throwing these little seminars for our training sessions and for the union. And I remember sitting inside of one of those training sessions. And they got to talking about OWCP, and they got to talking about how everybody in here, just raise your hand if you've ever been injured. And everybody in the room raised their hand. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, woo, I didn't raise my hand because I hadn't been injured at that time. And one thing I said to myself was, woo, I'm so glad I ain't going through this. I'm so glad I didn't. And I wish I would have kept my mouth shut, because guess what? It happened. Y'all just don't know. I have the pain, and the reason why I say that, the reason why that came about, because it didn't just come out of nowhere. I said that because I had so many people say, oh, you want to be hurt because you don't want to do anything, and you want to be hurt because you don't want to do this and you don't want to have to do that. Do you know what this has done to my life? The fact that I came here for something that I thought would be great and ended up with, I didn't leave with that. I'm not leaving with that. I'm not, you know what I mean? I left with a permanent injury. Something that I don't know if I'll ever be able to recover. And one of the main reasons why I know that I won't be able to fully stay here is because my injury I can't continue on here because of it. I won't ever be able to carry mail the way that I used to carry mail. I won't ever be able to fully carry mail the same way another carrier can. That was taken away from me when I got injured. And the pay falls in line with this, because when you get injured, they cut them hours back. So if you were making $23, almost close to $24 an hour, and your hours start getting cut back because they keep acting like they don't know how to follow the federal regulations and the rules, then guess what? Guess where you are? Right back at where you were. Right back where you were. Right back where you were before they allowed us to have a better minimum wage. Now, let me tell y'all something. Don't think that with all that time that I had to suffer, I was a dummy and just sulked in my pain the entire time. Because while I was injured in the very beginning, that pain was hard. Losing my hours and getting cut back because I was injured. Yeah, that happened here at the Postal Service. My hours got cut back because I was injured. I was told that I was a burden to the other carriers because I couldn't carry mail like the way everybody else could carry. Y'all think about that. You coming in to work. You doing what you can do because of y'all. The slip and fall was because they had wax on the floor. Wax on the floor with no wet floor signs. No wet floor signs down. And wax on the floor. And because of that, my hours got cut back drastically. My family took a huge cut. And if we didn't have other things going on in our lives, we would have been hurt. We wouldn't have been able to eat off that money from the post office because it wasn't enough to sustain the life that we're living. And somebody say, oh, we'll cut back on your life. Why? Why should I cut back on my life? This is my life. Forget cutting back on it. I'll just grow it to where it will suffice. I will be able to get what I want. No cutting back just because they cut my hours back. That don't mean that I'm gonna just lay down. And I know you guys are probably thinking this is completely different. I didn't think that all this, yeah. This is the real. And I got to keep it real with myself so that I can keep it real with y'all. I've been through a lot of pain in this place. A lot of pain that a lot of people don't like talking about. A lot of pain that people probably ain't gonna talk about. Probably too scared to talk about. But your girl ain't scared. Because in this lifetime, we got to do what we got to do. And then when you going through some pain, you better talk about it. Get it off your chest. Because if you sit there and let it sunder, or sit there and let it soak in you, let me tell you, it ain't gonna do nothing but ruin you. It ain't gonna do nothing but hurt you. Yeah, they cause me pain, but they don't mean that I'm gonna lay down and just soak in it. So during that time period while they were causing me pain, I was learning. I was studying. I was finding myself approved, right? Because that's what we have to do. And like I said again, I'm sorry if this took a completely different turn, but hey, I'm gonna go ahead and end this here. I hope that you guys, I hope this helped y'all. This helped me to get this off my chest. But yeah, I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Peace out.